Hey everybody, it is Saturday Night Live! Live, I tell you, I'm here, I'm live, pinch me, I am live! Live, I tell you. I get goosebumps just thinking about y'all. How are you all today? What are you grateful for on this Saturday night? The 23rd of October, the fourth weekend. Woo, woo. Fourth weekend of October. We got one more left. Yes, we do. We're at the end of week 82-83. The end of week 82-83. Yes, we are. Gotta make myself a note there. Excited to have you here tonight on this Saturday Night Live. Can't believe it. The end of week 82-83. Out of here. Woo! Sail away another week. Yes, it is. Good evening, Adele and Dazzle. Dazzle, it is treat time. Treat time, I tell you. I am grateful to have you all here. I'm grateful to have you all here on this Saturday night. How was your Saturday? What are you grateful for this Saturday night? I mean, it seems like just yesterday we were starting this week, and here we are ending it. Another one does. Another week bites the dust. Hey, we got this week. We're going to get the next one too. Yes, we are. Yes, you are. You're going to knock the next one out of the park. Hey, Kitty, how are you tonight? What are you grateful for tonight? What are you grateful for? Tell me about it. Tell me about your day, everybody. We were busy today. Well, let me rephrase that. The stores were busy. We did a whole lot of nothing today. We had our self-care day today. We did a whole lot of nothing today. It was a good day today. That's great. Yeah, when I pulled up sales, I was like, sometimes you just don't know. Like I looked at the... I glanced at the time clock software during the day, and people were clocking out pretty much on time, and it's like, we aren't that busy or whatever. But when you pull up sales at the end of the day and it says cha-ching, cha-ching, you're like, okay, I like those numbers. I like that. That puts a smile on Neil's face. But it was a good day for a good day. We started out, really the last... probably 30 hours. Ever since I, took Cassandra out for that booster shot and then took her out for shots. Hey, Rose. Rose had a good day today, too. We started our day with Friends and Family Day at Rebecca's work. It was Family Day at Lego. So we started there. Which is really just that they let families come in and spend money at the corporate office. But we started our day there, and then Cassandra and I putzed around to craft sales and craft fairs and all sorts of different things today. Some antiquing. We just bounced around the state a little bit of Connecticut and just had a really chill day. Took a break early this afternoon and had a little Mexican and a margarita flight, and we just had a chill day. Very, very, very chill. So we really enjoyed that and enjoyed doing a lot of nothing. And then we sat here tonight. I cooked some burgers on the grill, and we just we've had a very low-key day. I think I've only taken one work call, and that wasn't a real work call. And it has been a good day. It's been a good day to have a good day, and that's been a nice thing. I'm not the best at turning everything off, and we really had an off an enjoyable day. So I'm glad to hear all the good sales news from everybody today, and that people were out on this weekend shopping. That is a wonderful thing. I love hearing that. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. Any problems with Facebook? Cassandra's got the link to YouTube right there in the show comments for you. You can hop right on over. Let's get started tonight with our Good Morning, Good Night book. Our Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start every night. Tonight, we're on page 46. Good morning. Call that friend you keep meaning to call, despite the time that's piled up. Pride is dumb. They miss you too. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Make those calls. I've told you many times, one of the things I do every weekend is I have sibling Saturday or sibling Sunday. And today I did sibling Saturday this weekend. And I called my siblings like I do every weekend to check in on them all. Even the siblings you don't like, or the siblings you don't get along with well, or the friends. I always work a friend call in there too, or a cousin call. It's just a reason to pick up the phone and make those calls and check in with people, because there is so much more to the human experience. It's really a great good morning, good night as we head into Sibling Sunday tomorrow. I mean, not Sibling Sunday, Self-Care Sunday. But it is such an important thing to take those moments of connection. We get so disconnected with our thumbs and looking down. We get so disconnected. And we think we're reading what people are telling us. You read those things, the texts and the emails, and you think you understand what people are telling you, and you're not. You're not. And you're putting stuff in your head. But when you pick up that phone and you talk to the person and you actually hear their voice and you hear what they mean and what they say, clarity comes through loud and clear. Clarity comes through. The good and bad of clarity comes through loud and clear. But it's far more good than bad. You get far more good clarity. You gain far more understanding, and you certainly gain more connection here, more connection at your heart, and that is a hugely important thing. So I live by today's good morning, where you pick up the phone and you call. I do it often. I rack up lots of minutes. on my phone. Lots and lots of minutes. Well, lots happening. Actually, here's a good quote from Simon to start us off. And this all goes hand in hand. I love how the universe works sometimes, because when you'd think this was all planned out, but this is just the sheet of paper I picked up. That's the page I turned to in the Good Morning and Good Night book. This is what I did today. When I talk about this, it is the universe showing us our way. Being present should be a selfless act, for we cannot know if we are truly present until others say we are. Being present should be a selfless act, for we cannot know if we're truly present until others say we are. Ain't that the truth? Hey, Julie Jankowicz is checking in there. Great to have you here, Julie. Great to have you here. Let's see. Got a few things for you tonight. How would you like to take $5,000, $5,000, and just over a period of over 20 years, your 5,000 is now worth 1.2 billion. From 5,000 to 1.2 billion. That is the story of one Sarah Blakely and the company Spanx. She sold a majority stake in Spanx to the Blackstone Group this week. That values the company at $1.2 billion. Under the terms of the deal, Blakely will still maintain a significant equity stake in the business, and along with Spank's existing senior management team, continue to oversee daily operations. The other interesting part of this is that this was overseen by an all-female investment team from Blackstone. So, and the companies intend to create an all-female Spanx board of directors with Blakely as executive chairman. They say Sarah's an iconic businesswoman who not only bootstrapped Spanx into not only a category creator and household name, but a symbol of authenticity, confidence building, and in female empowerment. So that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. They're talking about getting into woman power. Yeah, it is very cool. It is very cool. And what's more with that is what they're looking to do with Spanx. So they're taking it beyond shapewear to traditional clothing. So they're moving into, the goal is to move into things like jeans, of all things. So, I mean, they're moving into standard clothing and expand the product line. So grow the product, grow their segment, and grow the thing that they own. Is the plan with this investment. So that is really cool. That is really cool that they plan on doing that and continue to grow the company. So that the investment, so Sarah's staying invested in it, which is not what a lot of entrepreneurs do. They get out. When they sell equity, they get out. And now she's staying in. Okay, she's able to cash out, but staying in. And staying in with equity. Okay, so she's got some skin in the game. And they're working on how do we expand it? How do we grow it? And how do we invest and make that happen? So that is really cool. That is very, very cool. According to Forrester, 72% of U.S. retail sales in the U.S. in 2024 will be in physical stores. I think that number is actually a little low. I think we will still be in the 80s. I think, with the way that physical stores are still very meaningful, the way that they're growing, the way that leases for them are growing right now, I think Forrester's estimates are a little low. They may always, they may be downplaying it. You can twist the stats on that. And so they may be using buy online, pick up in store as not an in-store purchase, whereas other people will count that as an in-store purchase. I count, personally, I count in-store versus web sales. I count in-store sales as anything I didn't ship. If you picked it up in store, it's because of the store. Even if you bought it off my website, is the way that I personally count it. I like to count the sales that I ship because there's no chance in heck that they were ever going to happen in my store. So that is the way I personally count it, and from a statistics standpoint. And so I find Forrester's, I'll be looking to see how NRF, our friends at the National Retail Federation, look at this Forrester study, because while I very much respect Forrester and their research on this particular stat, I disagree with it. And I don't follow that. Amazon doesn't always get what they want, believe it or not, and a New Jersey town has said so. This shopping center that is just 2/3 occupied, Amazon in New Jersey, wanted to make use of 300 of its empty parking space to establish a makeshift last mile distribution center. But a appeals court has blocked the plan and upheld decisions made by the zoning board forbidding Amazon to go forward with its plan to park delivery vans in the spaces overnight, have employees man the trucks in the morning, and leave their own cars in the spaces while making deliveries. in this area of Burlington County across from Philadelphia and New Jersey. The courts have ruled that the zoning board was justified in making their decision. So put a stop sign on Amazon, and it was really a traffic issue. 300 trucks coming and going, plus the things that were going to load those trucks. I mean, it was a big deal. It was going to create a lot more traffic than what was designed there. So it's an interesting block. But, just when you have that block, Amazon is launching in-store pickup, local delivery option for businesses. So Amazon talks a lot about, how small companies sell on their platform. People in their garage boxing up things and people shipping things to Amazon warehouses to be fulfilled by Amazon, and how these small businesses on average, I think last year, according to Amazon stats, and I use air quotes very generously with that, okay, because this Amazon stat is designed to promote Amazon. Said these average small business on Amazon did over $200,000, somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000 in sales on Amazon last year. And so Amazon is taking their partnership with people that sell on their platform a step further and going to be allowing during the holidays local pickup. And they're testing this to ease shipping issues and still get a piece of the sale. So Amazon is testing local pickup with partner stores on their platform to see if they can increase sales and actually get things to customers. Because they know shipping and getting things to people is going to be a huge problem this year. They hope to use that as a lever to get people to shop and still whip out their Amazon card there. So it is an interesting tact. I don't know if it will have the full intended effect, but as we get deeper into this holiday season, as the shipping issues and trucking issues, I mean, they were talking today about bringing out the National Guard to help in the ports and everything else. And if you're not helping in the ports and you're not running the trucks and you're not bringing in extra trucks to unload the things, none of that's going to help. And quite honestly, you're probably about 60 days too late to be bringing in any of this help with the issues at the ports at this point, because it's a full systemic backlog. So even if these trucks, even if you got the containers off the ships, even if you got the containers onto a truck, even if you got the truck to the stores and the warehouses they're going to, there's not enough people at the warehouse to unload them all if they show up all at once. There's not enough people in the stores to unload the trucks arriving at the store. There's just a whole broken system right now. And by speeding up one end, you're just going to run into a blockade somewhere else down the line. So I don't know that any of this is truly going to help in the short run. One of the articles that I interviews that I heard that was probably the most accurate is if Americans would stop buying stuff, the backlog would solve itself. And that was probably the most honest out of all of them that I've heard. Of how we get to the other side of this, or how we get to the other side of it faster. Anyway, in one of what will not be a shocking story, okay, a Connecticut state rep has been accused of stealing COVID relief aid funds. The Connecticut rep DeMassa, authorities say he stole $600,000 in a pandemic scam, while also being a state rep, and billing the city, one of the cities in Connecticut, as an aid for pandemic-related consulting services that federal officials say he never performed. So that is, you are going to hear stories like that for years from now. And 600,000 is going to be nothing. 600,000 is going to be nothing. But it is so important, the amount of aid that has come out, the amount of aid that has helped so many people, so many businesses, so many cities and towns through this has been critical. And so I'm like, go after people like him. I don't have a problem with that because most of the money, overwhelming majority of the money went to legitimate people who did legitimate work, who did legitimate things for their cities, towns, communities, small businesses. And so I'm happy that they're going after that. What I don't like is that it tends to lump all the aid into this negative thing. And when I meet with members of the legislature, I tell them that because there is this big push right now to really stop any aid and everything. There's some people, and while at the same time there is a push to say that more aid is needed. Okay, that there is more aid that is needed. That people have not been made whole by this. That people are still struggling, and I have um, heard from so many of you lately on different things, and so it is the struggle is real. Okay, the struggle is real out there, and the need for relief is as well. I said, the other night I asked you. You may have asked. You remember me asking, "Are you a restaurant?" Okay. What if you woke up today and I told you that your store, you are a restaurant. You are a restaurant, and you serve fine customers. Remarkable Resale serves fine people at the Remarkable Resale restaurant, and Repeat Street is a remarkable, a wonderful place to find yourself dining. And and if you really want to get cute about it, you could come to Cutie Patooties. I'm just saying, where it is. Well, there is a push, and I am part of this push. I've been part of these discussions. The Restaurant Relief Fund was different than all the other relief funds. Okay, it was different in that it was very simplistic. Okay, it was extremely simplistic. Its funding was limited, but it in its application and how it applied to businesses was extremely simplistic. It was essentially, what were your sales in 2020? What were they in 2019? And the government wrote you a check for the difference. There were some little idiosyncrasies to it, but that was the essence of the Restaurant Relief Fund. Okay. There is a big push to get that Restaurant Relief Fund refunded. And I don't know whether it will actually happen or not. But as part of that, as part of working on the Restaurant Relief Fund, and restaurants have been really, really decimated. As hard as retail has been hit, restaurants, the things they have faced, the things they have done have been really, really hard. And so I do feel for the restaurants. But there is a push, and I've been part of this, the actual, some of these discussions, and I submitted testimony documentation on it this week to what that would mean if certain groups of businesses, such as resale stores, for example, or retail stores, or gyms, were included in the restaurant revitalization funds refunded. Okay, so that small businesses would be allowed to get that same easy relief, even if you've participated in other relief programs. And so I don't know if that will happen or not. I don't want to promise you anything at this point that I don't know will happen. I just want you to know that that's part of the discussion, that you could actually get classified as a restaurant temporarily to partake in the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, Relief Fund, if that gets reauthorized. If it gets reauthorized, it's likely to include other groups of businesses such as yourself. And so I'm excited that we would be included in it if it gets reauthorized. It is still a huge if on what's going to happen with that. I don't know. It is known that the reality of the pandemic, the amount of the things that businesses have done to get to the other side of it is quite amazing. but where that goes. But I did want to update you that you could technically become a restaurant. So we will see what happens with that. We will see what happens. I'll keep you updated as I know more. Um, you know, um, with that. But don't shrug off. I don't want to be a restaurant, but I mean, I remember when pharmacies were first going into supermarkets, and my father and his part. Well, we should sell out and see if we can get a spot in the supermarket in between the deli and the bakery. Can we get the pharmacy sliced in between the deli and the bakery? So the resale store, so in between the taco bar and the Italian restaurant. I don't know. I'll see what we can do with it, but I'm excited about. I do sell peanut butter cups. So there you go. I do sell peanut butter cups. Coming up this week, tomorrow is Self-Care Sunday. Yes, that is the day we set aside each and every week. We set it aside because you need a day to disconnect, people. Disconnect. We've had such a wonderful day disconnecting today, Cassandra and I. And you need a day to disconnect, okay? You need time to disconnect. And you do that when you unplug, when you take time out of your store. You need to do it each and every week. Can't do a whole day, do a half day Tuesday, a half day Thursday, but take the time. Take the time. It is so important. That is how you recharge. That is why we call it Self-Care Sunday, and that is why we do it each and every week. Yes, we do, but we're going to cover lots of stuff this week because your emails are filling me up on the Employee Retention Tax Credit and PPP. I've got some new stuff for you on both of those. We'll talk about PPP stuff this week a little bit so that I can calm all of you on that, because some of you are freaking out as you get in to get those done, and we will talk an update and how to get you some information on where your employee retention tax credit is. It is I can tell you where it is. It's in West Virginia. If it is getting processed, it is in West Virginia. And it is in West Virginia. I will tell you that secret tonight. I will tell you where your employee retention credit is. If it's made it to the computer, it is sitting in West Virginia. Well, it's important to celebrate people, Carrie. I'm sorry you're losing an employee, but I am excited. But it is important to celebrate. It is important to celebrate people. It is important to celebrate their time with you, where you were their caretaker, where you were their mentor, where you helped them grow to their next thing. So that is an important thing to celebrate. So I am glad that you are doing that. I am glad that you are doing that. So we are caretakers of things, and we are caretakers of our people. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? I talked about you today, Jennifer, just in case your ears were ringing. But that is tomorrow. People, Self-Care Sunday. Take that time. Take that time. You know what else? This video and everything I talk about goes over to narts.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you, the files, the links, the videos, everything, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody make it to the other side. I'm here every night at More 8 Than Ish live in the Narts private Facebook group, but if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil@ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. That's how we roll every night. Tonight, we're on page 46. Our good morning today is call that friend you keep meaning to call, despite the time that's piled up. Pride is dumb. They miss you too. Good morning. Our good night tonight is good night. Hope you called that friend of yours. Yes, make the call. Make the call. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a friend-iversary. I don't know. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at More 8 Than Ish, know that you, and you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody, including you, amazing Angie. Talk to you soon. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. It's time for dessert.